You might be wondering, how do I make a lot of money as a dietitian? Or is that even possible? That's a pretty reasonable question, especially because dietitians are, well, we're paid peanuts. But there are options and you can make up to six figures and beyond as a dietitian, especially when you own your own business. My name is Libby Rothschild. I'm the founder of Dietitian Boss. I created a proprietary process called the Dietitian Boss method that walks you through from 0 to 6 figures all the way up until 7 figures so that you can start and grow a private practice online and make the money that you intend to make while working less hours in your business. And I show you exactly how step by step. So make sure to stay tuned and subscribe to our channel, and then make sure to watch out every Tuesday for new videos that we upload that walk you through how to start and grow a successful dietitian private practice. You might be wondering, is becoming a dietitian worth it? Especially because dietitians are paid so low. And I'm still going to stand by it and say, yes, it is. Being a dietitian is extremely rewarding. It's a really interesting field, and the research is always growing. There are so many different aspects of dietetics, ranging from agriculture to food to policy to the human body to food service. I mean, really, the list goes on and on. So I feel that nutrition is a really interesting, fun topic, but the biggest problem and challenge we have as dietitians is that as a career, we are grossly underpaid. And so that's the really big issue that I feel, especially for those of us that go into clinical positions that pay you really low and often don't respect you that much. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I want to ask you and encourage you to ask yourself, why did you become a dietitian? And most of us have a good story as to why we got here and why we enjoy this topic. And that can keep you grounded. I call that your North Star, thinking about why you're doing what you're doing. And on those hard days, whether you're offered a low salary or you're not loving the work you're doing, or you're starting from zero and you're building and you're feeling like you have a lot of mindset work, just remember why you're doing this. And if it is because it's an interesting topic or you have an emotional connection, maybe you have a weight loss journey, or you know somebody who has experienced a weight loss journey, or you have a mental health, or you've got a chronic disease, whatever the situation is, just keep that in mind as you're going through your journey of building your private practice, which is new and it's scary and it can really challenge your mindset. So let's break this down about how much do dietitians make per hour. Now, this information is all public online, and if you are a member of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, there is a survey compensation guide that breaks this down even further, which I would consider the gold standard. So the rate for dietitians, of course, can depend on where you live. Some states can scale up a little bit per hour, where other states are a little bit lower, but keep in mind that when you have your own business online, you can charge the price point that you want. So you're not confined by what the salary range is for wherever you're living, whether it's rural or an urban city. There are several factors that play into an hourly rate, especially if you're working at a hospital, and that can depend on how many beds the long-term care facility might have, if you're managing a budget or if you're managing other people. But overall, there are stats that show the range of a dietitian's hourly rate is $20 to $30. Now, I didn't make this up, and if you're thinking that sounds low, it is low, especially considering how much education we're required to complete. And in 2024, the master's degree is mandated. So we're required to complete more education, and our rates might be going up a small amount, but I can tell you it's nowhere near six figures. So if you're still, looking into a 9 to 5 clinical job with a master's degree, you're not going to find anything probably that's going to be around six figures. Or if you do, probably going to be about a 1% chance of that, unless if you create your own business or you work 12 jobs. I will say that you can negotiate your rate if you're working in a 9 to 5, especially if you're doing so while building your private practice. You can use the Academy Salary Compensation Calculator as a tool to negotiate your rate. So what you can do is see, based on your experience and your education and where you live, what that would generate from the Academy for your hourly rate and salary. And then you can use that with your employer to try to, get a higher rate. So definitely do that if you're not already while you're building your private practice on the side. As far as the registered dietitian salary with the master's degree, as I mentioned, the master's degree is mandated in 2024. Apparently, there's a study that shows that dietitians with higher education are more happy. And happiness is an important contributor when you're looking at your, overall quality of life and your career field of choice. Now, one study shows even a $2 per hour increase when you have your master's degree. Now, if you do the math, a $2 per hour increase is still not going to get you six figures if the baseline salary of a registered dietitian is about $62,000 annually. According to the Academy of Nutrition and Compensation Salary Guide, the top 10% of dietitians earn an annual salary of six figures. That means $100,000 per year. 90% of dietitians earn less than $100,000 a year. So that means that our field, 90% of our field, are earning less than $100,000 a year. Now, what that tells me is that there's potential to be in that top 10%, but you're going to have to do what people haven't done in order to achieve the amount of money that you want. So if you want to be in that 10%, you're going to have to think and act a little bit differently than the majority. That would be the 90% that typically go into a clinical job or some type of 9-to-5 job where they're accepting a lower wage. Now, again, most dietitians earn $30 an hour, and that is according to an academy study. So maybe you're wondering what kinds of dietitians make the most money. So according to the same study and the compensation guide from the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, the top 10% of earners who make six figures, again, $100,000 a year, they own a business. So the top 10% of dietitians make $100,000 a year, and only 8% of dietitians own a business, and the highest paid dietitians are in private practice or education, like academia. They might be teaching, PhD, etc. So if we're looking at the opportunities in dietetics, if you were to create a private practice, even if you're doing so while working a 9-to-5 job, you have higher earning potential. And again, if you want to be the top 10% in dietetics, you're going to have to do things that the majority of people won't do. And that's focusing on creating an online program, and that's focusing on sales and marketing. Now, if you're interested in increasing your potential to earn more as a registered dietitian, which is a very interesting field, but now you're aware, maybe you already knew what the stats were, I invite you to check out this next video where I talk about how to start your private practice while working a 9-to-5 job. Now, I want to remind you that I started this business while working a 9-to-5, and so many of our very successful six-figure earning clients have also started their private practice while working a 9-to-5 job. And it's absolutely possible, just going to require that you are learning a little bit about time management and mindset. Now, I want to invite you to join our Rebellion program, where that's exactly what we teach you how to do. Manage your time, launch an online program, and learn how to market and sell in your business so that you can start your private practice before you even feel ready, even if you only have an hour a week. We'll see you next time.